Okay, so what if I told you that getting 6 hours of sleep could actually make you feel better than getting 8? I know, it sounds completely backward, right? But today we're going to dive into the science that shows why when you sleep can be so much more important than how long you sleep.
I mean, you know this feeling. We've all been there. You did everything right. You got your solid 8 hours. But when that alarm goes off, it feels like you've been hit by a bus. You're groggy, you're confused, and you're somehow even more exhausted than when you went to bed.
Yeah, from the time we're kids, it's drilled into our heads, more sleep is always better. But what if the clock isn't the most important thing? What if there's a hidden rhythm to our sleep that honestly changes everything? So let's get right to it and start by busting this thing wide open, the great 8-hour myth. Because the real secret to waking up feeling amazing isn't just about counting hours. It's about aligning your sleep with your body's own powerful natural clock. And the key to that alignment, the real secret sauce, is understanding this one core concept, your 90-minute sleep rhythm. Think of this as the essential building block for a truly great night of rest. So what even is a sleep cycle? Well, it's not like your brain just flips an off switch for the night. Oh no, it's way cooler than that. It's more like a roller coaster of brain activity. Every single night, your brain cycles through these different stages, going from light sleep, down into deep sleep, and then back up into that dream state we call REM. And how long does that entire journey take? On average, about 90 minutes. Seriously, burn that number into your brain. It is the key to everything we are about to unlock. You can see that whole journey right here. You start by drifting off into light sleep, and then you begin to dive down deeper and deeper. Now that deep sleep part, that's when your body does all the heavy lifting. Physical repairs, immune system boosts, all that good stuff. Then you come back up into REM sleep, that's dreamland, before hitting a really light transition phase. And then the whole roller coaster starts all over again. So, if our brain is on this 90-minute roller coaster all night long, what happens when your alarm clock doesn't care and just cuts the ride short? Well, that is exactly when you fall straight into the grogginess trap. Just try to picture it. Your alarm starts blaring right when you're at the very bottom of that drop, in your deepest, most restorative phase of sleep. So, what actually happens when your brain gets yanked out of that state so abruptly? You get this: sleep inertia. And yes, it's a real scientific term. That awful, foggy feeling isn't you being lazy or not a morning person. It's a real physiological state where your brain is literally struggling to catch up with the fact that you're supposed to be awake. And I mean, look at this. This is basically the difference between having a good day and a terrible one, right? Waking up in the middle of a cycle feels like you're fighting your own brain just to form a sentence. But waking up between cycles, bam, you feel clear, you feel alert, you're just ready to go. Okay, so the big question is, how do we avoid that grogginess trap? How do we wake up on the right side of the bed every single morning? Well, it is all about mastering the timing. The goal is so simple, but it is a complete game changer. You want your alarm clock to go off at the end of a sleep cycle, right in that super light transitional phase, not in the deep, rugged terrain of the middle. And here's the magic behind it all. When you wake up between cycles, your brain is already pretty close to its natural waking state. So getting up just feels easy. And this brings us right back to our original point. 6 hours of sleep, that's 4 complete 90-minute cycles, can leave you feeling absolutely incredible. But 8 hours? That could wake you up 2/3 of the way through your 6th cycle, right in the heart of deep sleep. No wonder it feels awful. All right, enough with the theory. How do you actually put this into practice, like tonight? Here is your new sleep formula. It is incredibly simple. First, just decide what time you need to be up. Then count backwards in 90-minute chunks. So 4 cycles is 6 hours, 5 cycles is 7.5 hours, and so on. That gives you the ideal time you need to be asleep. And here's a little pro tip. Since most of us take about 15 minutes to actually drift off, plan on hitting the pillow just a bit before that target time. Let's make this super practical. Let's say you need to wake up at 6:30 a.m. If you want 5 full cycles, you'd aim to be fast asleep by 11 p.m. But hey, if you have a late night, don't just give up and grab random hours. Aiming for 4 complete cycles, those 6 hours of sleep means being asleep by 12:30 a.m. And I can almost guarantee you'd feel better than if you just got a messy 7 hours that interrupted a cycle. And really, this says it all. The big mindset shift here is to stop counting the hours and to start counting the cycles.
So the next time you go to set your alarm, don't just think about how many hours you're getting. Ask yourself, how many cycles am I completing? It might just be the key to unlocking a more energized, more focused, and way more effective version of you.